This portion of the news brought to you by McDonald's. McDonald's, I'm loving it.
Welcome back. The countdown is on to the Baha-mazing weekend, where the stage is set for the world's top athletes. Hundreds of them are in town for the IAAF BTC World Relays, which kicks off tomorrow. And if you think this is the last year for the event, well, think again. Our Charles Fisher talked to the IAAF president about that.
The Bahamas has hosted the first two versions of the relays, and today President of the IAAF, Lamine Diak, telling everyone why it's better in the Bahamas. Come 2017, we'll be doing it again.
The IAAF is especially pleased that this exciting new competition has found a natural home in the Bahamas, a nation with a rich and successful history in the relays. Bahamians are enthusiastically taken the world relay to their hearts. We are therefore delighted that the Bahamas will also be the host of the next edition, which took place in 2 years' time in 2017.
Bahamas Association of Athletic Associations President Mike Sands hearing the announcement, thanking the IAAF.
The IAAF has displayed in the Bahamas, and by extension its member federation, the B3As, and we look forward to continue hosting the next edition for Baha-mazing edition number 3. And they say, to my dear friend from Jamaica, the reason why, that's why we say it's better in the Bahamas.
President Diak happy to be here in the Bahamas after a successful inaugural event in 2014.
The organization of the IAAF World Relay is a team effort. The IAAF would like to thank the local organizing committee, the government of the Bahamas, the Bahamas Association of Athletics, and official partner and suppliers, and national partner and suppliers for their support. We send our special thanks to the volunteers, without whom this event could not take place.
For the ZNS News Network, I'm Charles Fisher.
Well, it's time now to head down to the stadium where final touches are being placed on one of the biggest sporting events in the world. Our IAAF correspondent Keishla Adderley is joining us live. Good evening, Keishla.
Hey there, Charisma. I've been waiting for so long to say this. 1 day to go to the IAAF World Relays here in Nassau, Bahamas at the Thomas A. Robinson Track and Field Stadium. There, I said it. Well, the stadium is a beehive of activity this evening. You may hear during the course of this report the PA system cranked up, literally scores of volunteers moving back and forth, making sure that they execute their responsibilities to the T come tomorrow. Now, just to give you an idea of how busy a sports weekend it's going to be, this weekend there's the Kentucky Derby, the Red Sox versus the Yankees, the NFL draft, the NBA playoffs, the NHL finals, and Pacquiao versus Mayweather. But here in Nassau, we'll have the fastest man in the world on the fastest track in the world. So I think we stack up pretty well. Now, earlier today, the president of the IAAF had a meeting with the Prime Minister at his office in Cable Beach. There, they signed on the dotted line, making it formal. The Bahamas will again host the IAAF World Relays in 2017. Of course, there'll be no games in 2016 because it's an Olympic year. Now, here's what the Prime Minister had to say today about the impact of the Games.
When we measured the impact of the Games, from the awareness it created in the world through the television, we knew it was a tremendous success. When we measured the economic impact of the Games, we knew it was a tremendous success. And it made us commit ourselves even more to ensuring that not just New Providence, but the rest of our country would be able to benefit from a commitment to develop facilities for those kids.
Well, there you have it, Charisma. Now, on the other day, I had some good news and some bad news for you. It's the same predicament today. The good news is, if you take a look at the skies, they're clearing up nicely in accordance with the report we got from the Met Office. It should be a good day tomorrow. The bad news is I never got around to getting those sprints. Can you believe it? So I won't be competing tomorrow, but I'll be here. Back to you.
This portion of the news was brought to you by McDonald's. McDonald's, I'm loving it.
This is your Royal Fidelity Business News. I'm Jimenita Swain. PowerSecure, a North Carolina-based energy technology company, has been selected to manage the Bahamas Electricity Corporation. The company has been given its contract for 5 years and will be responsible for both generation and transmission distribution. The move is expected to reduce the cost of energy, increase energy security, reliability, and increase competitiveness. Definitely welcome news to consumers in the capital who have faced blackouts in recent months and load shedding in recent weeks. In other business news, the Bahamas has received a $100,000 grant to help it prepare for the impacts of climate change and rising sea levels. The Inter-American Development Bank's Multilateral Investment Fund and CaribSave is providing the funds as a part of the $2.5 million Climate Change Coastal Community Enterprises Adaptation, Resilience, and Knowledge Project. The Bahamas' grant will be used in micro, small, and medium-sized enterprises and community-based organizations here in New Providence, Abaco, and Andros. And in international business news, another social media site showing a drop in its revenue. On Thursday, LinkedIn reported its slowest quarterly revenue growth since it went public 4 years ago. The surprisingly weak results followed Twitter Inc.'s on Tuesday, where Twitter stocks fell by as much as 24%, slicing about $6 billion off its market value. Even Facebook Inc. posted its slowest growth in quarterly revenue in 2 years last Wednesday, and its shares have fallen about 5% since. LinkedIn shares fell to about 200 in early trading, far below their record high of 276.17 reached back in late February. At least 23 brokerages cut their price targets on the stock by as much as $65 to as low as $172. That was your Royal Fidelity Business News. I'm Jimenita Swain.
May 7th through 9th, Carnival fever will heat up in the capital. And if you've driven on West Bay Street lately, you will see transformation of the Carnival Village. And Jimenita Swain tells us more about parking, security, and of course, the Carnival route.
The Bahamas Junkanoo Carnival Village on Arawaki is taking shape. Earlier this week, workers were on the site erecting booths, arranging generators, and building 3 stages that performers will take to next weekend. Social media coordinator with the Bahamas National Festival Commission, Anastasia Palacios, said officials are anticipating 100,000 attendees. But where will they park?
We've cleared down, if you've noticed, by Bank of the Bahamas site across the street from the Western Esplanade. That's been cleared down for parking, and we expect the people will be able to park there and around the general perimeter as well.
With parking addressed, the next concern is security and the safety of Carnival event attendees and participants.
So the commissioner has assured us that his police will be there in full effect, and so we expect them to be around. And we also have security personnel related to the cultural village themselves who've been hired for that purpose. So it's a partnership between security and the police.
President of the Carnival Band Owners Association, Dario Torelli, said music on the parade will be authentically Bahamian.
We also made a decision that the music on the parade is Bahamian. So you come in to see a real Bahamian show in Junkanoo infused costumes.
As for the route, Torelli reminds that it will start at the back of the stadium.
And we'll go south to Tonic Darling Highway, and then go west to Milo Butler and Bethel Avenue roundabout, and then we'll go north to the 6-legged roundabout, and go east on Thompson Boulevard, past the stadium to the right, up to past COB and up Nassau Street, and then we'll enter the the cultural side.
The 4 events that will be crammed into next weekend are Junkamania, Music Masters, Road Fever, and Midnight Rush. Carnival band owners have slashed prices on costumes in half, and they're hoping everyone participates in the event to fuse Junkanoo Carnival and culture. Chiminita Swain, ZNS Network News.
Well, it's just under a week left to go before Bahamians and visitors get a taste of the Bahamas Junkanoo Carnival. So to build the momentum, members of Frankie Gone Bananas teamed up with the Bahamas National Festival Commission and CALIC to host Carnival Thursdays on Arawak Key. Director of Communications for Frankie Gone Bananas, Giovanni Stewart, says the event over the past few weeks was quite a success and served as an economic boost for all Bahamians.
Carnival is starting on Thursday, May the 7th, so we use Thursday as the lead-in day to the actual event. So every Thursday for the past 6 weeks, we've been coming out here. It's been girls and guys in the costuming and the bands, and they've been promoting themselves and registering folks, selling costumes, as well as Music Masters finalists and other artists out there from the community that are making some noise out there, like Angelique and Julian. We've had them on, Sizzle and others. It's been really wonderful, a lot of prizes, surprises. Of course, CALIC came on board. They were very excited about it. We already have a relationship with them for our Karaoke Tuesdays program. They came on board and provided concert stage and lighting, and it's just been a wonderful, wonderful thing.
Public Relations Coordinator for the Bahamas National Festival Commission, Indira Saunders, gave us a breakdown of what we can expect on May 7th through 9th.
May 7th, the opening, which starts at 6:30 at the Cultural Village. We'll be here at the Westin Esplanade. There we'll have the opening, and that goes straight into Junkamania. Junkamania is what we're calling our orchestra of Junkanoo music. It's going to be grand. You can expect things like Junkanoo music infused with, say, a harmonica or an electric guitar, live on a live stage with different groups competing. It's going to be exciting. And then on May 8th, we have the Music Masters competition. That's with the 9 finalists, who have made it to the last round, and they're going to compete for $20,000 on a live stage there. It's going to be a fantastic stage. Lots of preparation going on.
Heads of government offices received an education on the 4 proposed gender equality bills during the Constitutional Commission's recent visit to Grand Bahama. Officials say the meeting was successful as it answered many questions they had. Cleopatra Murphy has more on the bills.
There is no definitive date on the gender equality referendum, but Associate Vice President of the College of the Bahamas' Northern Campus, Dr. Ella Mae Johnson Denard, is encouraging Bahamians to have their voices heard.
I encourage all Bahamians to become involved, not to sit on the sidelines. It is important that we express our opinions.
The Constitutional Commission gave a presentation to government heads of department while on Grand Bahama on the 4 bills intended to promote equality with regards to citizenship and eliminate discrimination on the grounds of sex. Johnson Denard says she will ultimately decide when called to vote, but gave her view of the bills.
I think what they're trying to do really is to give each Bahamian the opportunity to be considered as a Bahamian, and also the opportunity for all of us to be treated equally.
District Education Officer for West Grand Bahama and Bimini, Marvin Roll, says the presenters did an excellent job of presenting the information without forcing their views on the audience. While he remains undecided, Roll says he will remain open until he gets into the voting booth.
And every time I hear from the presenters or read an article pertaining to this subject, I think I learned something new. And so my concerns are being addressed.
Resident Marva Moxie says despite the forum, she remains uncertain about the bills, adding that she intends to stay up to date on information to make an informed decision. Although Moxie found the forum informative, she is also concerned about the masses getting access to the information, as they will ultimately vote on these issues impacting citizenship and equality.
And wondering if the articles have been tested through the courts, and if in fact the interpretation is as we are being told it is. And so I do have that concern. I came in with that concern and I'm leaving with that concern.
Cleopatra Murphy, ZNS Network News.